Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Hello Harem Podcast. I'm your host, Alex Luby, and I'm joined, as always, by the horniest of homies to sail the seven seas, Mr. Jonathan Semrau, Anthony Luby, Luke Farnsworth, Neil, and Appo. And Anthony, where the fuck is Ram?
She is still guarding my notebook.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Hello Harem Podcast. I am your host, Alex Luby, and as always, I'm joined by the horniest homies to sail the seven seas, Jonathan Semrau, Luke Farnsworth, and Anthony Luby, Appo, and Neil.
You messed it up, actually.
Lick my.
It's
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Hello Harem Podcast. I'm your host, Alex Luby. I'm here with my horniest of homies.
Nope. That was it. And I'm joined, as always, by...
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was supposed to be Alex.
What were you doing the intro for?
Because he's Alex?
I'm surprised you remembered it.
Jay actually got that part wrong, too.
You've been pretty on point with the intro. It's just everything else you kind
Ooh.
Everything with the stupid fucking podcast he gets right.
I have to be good at least one thing in my life, and it's going to be something.
You
it might as well be the intro.
You have a very good tendency to, like, plan something out very well, and then 3 days later when someone else says something, you're like, yeah, let's do that. And I'm like, Alex, what about this thing? You're like, oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's just my dementia kicking in.
Alex needs to add omega-3 to his daily vitamins.
Or somebody
I began taking fish oils, so hopefully that helps.
Or somebody can literally say the same thing you said a couple days later and be like, that's a good idea. It was your idea.
Yeah. You know, if you break, like, typically a lot of people have, like, routines they do. Like, wake up, go to work, take the same way to work. If you stray from that and take, like, a different way every now and again, it actually helps later on in life with Alzheimer's and dementia.
Then I'm in there because my work day is never the same.
Is your morning routine exactly the same?
No, in no way.
Right. Your alarm was going off like bananas this morning.
I know. Today was the only day I didn't hear my alarm. Every other day I've waken up to it.
I can hear it downstairs. Like, I'm eating my eggs and it goes...
That bitch is loud. I've had mom and dad come in my room and they're like, shut it off. I'm like, where am I? And
who are you?
yeah. So
wait, where am I?
The only thing normal about my routine is I go on the couch with a blankie and browse my phone. That's the only thing every day I do.
How much earlier before you get picked up do you wake up?
Depends on if I wake up. I set my alarm for about 5:45 every morning.
And when do you usually get picked?
Your alarm goes off at like 5:25.
No, not that.
Oh, yes.
No.
Today.
Alexa fucked up then because I told her 5:45.
You don't have an Alexa.
Yeah, I bought the Gen 4. It's a circle. And it's loud. Dude, Google Home wouldn't wake me up.
I
It would not wake me up.
Google Home played like this nice soothing lullaby.
Google
when
Home
it goes off. I'm like, why?
Google Home
doing that?
sucks.
Dude, I love that alarm.
It's very nice. Android does the same thing. It's a very nice, like, wake-up alarm.
That is one thing that I envy about Android. Their alarm sounds are so nice, and like iPhone alarms make me wake up feeling like I'm in the trenches.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want something loud and obnoxious to get me out of bed.
Yeah, I need someone to
I'm a
like
responsible adult that can wake up to my alarm.
Same.
I wake up. I never miss a beat. If we have to go somewhere
Anthony.
like a Saturday morning, like usually if we have a photo shoot and we have to go down to Cleveland, we have to get up at like 7 a.m.
Columbus.
I am always up, and I have to go wake Alex up every single time. I cannot rely on him to wake up.
I can do it.
I
go to bed
cannot.
later than you.
My ass. I am
Dude.
always up later than you.
No, you're not. What about last weekend?
What happened? Alex, I have been living the same life for 12 weeks. I don't know what happened last weekend.
I sat downstairs in my living room alone until 4:30.
Dude, these 12 weeks or whatever that Thorpe's going through is going to just accelerate his dementia, I guess.
It really is.
He's been in the same routine for the past 15 weeks.
Yeah, it's
At
bad.
least I know I can keep a routine pretty well.
He's going to wake up the day after and be like, gotta eat my chicken and rice. Oh, wait.
I have two little tidbits. One of them is something cool I did today, and the other one is a funny story. Is now a good time?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. First thing, I golfed 18 holes today. I played like shit. But I did 2 really cool things whilst golfing. First one was on a par 4 at 255 yards. I shot my ball and landed about 5 feet from the hole and then putted it in.
Is that right off from a drive?
Yeah.
Is that a birdie?
Oh, that's good.
That is a double birdie. No, that's an eagle. That's called an eagle. Well, no, an eagle would be...
I think an eagle.
Yeah, it's an eagle.
Cross.
It's an eagle.
Yeah, eagles too.
So I got an eagle, which was my first eagle, and I was very, very proud of that. Second one, I have this golf ball. It's called... It's not called either. It says Golden Girl on it, and it's like my favorite ball. And I was getting ready on the last hole at Meadow Lake, and you have to shoot over a lake to get over to the green.
Wait, is that the hole? That's the last hole, right?
On the back 9, yeah.
Yeah, that hole is that was scary.
It's terrifying.
That's a scary hole.
So I grabbed a shitty ball I had, and I shot it and went like 4 feet in front of me because I topped it super hard. And I was like, looked at Matt. I'm like, do you mind if we don't count that and just can I take another shot? It rolled down the hill and I didn't want to walk after it. And I was like, just grab another ball. And he grabs a ball and he tosses me my Golden Girl. And I'm like, no, Matt, this is my favorite ball. I can't use this ball. He's like, no, you can do it. And I'm like, okay, Matt. And so I tee it up and I swing and I like club the ball, but I clubbed it down towards the water. And I'm like, no! It hits the water and like a goddamn stone just skips across the water onto the grass on the other side of the lake. And I was like, whoa, it's walking on water. I'm fucking Jesus. And I was very proud of that. And then a fish flopped around and I was like, oh, there's catfish in damn water. And Matt looked at me funny. But okay, so that's my golf story.
I have a quick question about your golf story.
What?
Why would you not use your favorite ball? In what way would you use your ball if it's your favorite? Why would you not
I use it at every hole where I won't possibly lose it.
Yeah, I would say it's the hazard that he doesn't want to lose.
Yeah,
it.
I didn't want to lose it on the hazard.
I thought you didn't want to use it because you were playing a game of golf.
No,
it is a golf ball.
I played 18 I played 18 holes and I used the Golden Girl ball on 17 of those holes.
Okay.
And then 18 because I used it on the last one even though I didn't want to. So that was that story. The next story is related to fish and it's a little fucked. So if you're an animal rights activist or you really like fish, skip ahead a little bit. Okay, so jump backwards in time to when Jonathan was a wee Boy Scout. Jonathan was taking the fishing merit badge, and I was at Seven Ranges Boy Scout camp. For that badge, I had to, for the last part of that badge, I had to catch a fish, fillet it, fry it. Eating it wasn't a part of it, but you're just supposed to fillet it, cook it, and I ate it. So I'm down by the river, or it's a lake actually, and I was down by the lake, and I'm fishing with this other kid who was a real big hillbilly. And he showed me, he caught a fish, and I'm like, what do I do when I catch a fish, dude? Because I was like 13. And he was like, what are you going to do? And he catches a fish. He's like, I'll show you when I get it. So he catches it, and he pulls it on shore. He's like, you're going to punch it in the head. I'm like, what? So he takes the fish off the hook, puts it down on the ground, holds it with his hand, and just like socks the shit in the head. And the fish just goes limp. And I'm like, did you kill it? And he's like, no, I knocked it out. So I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, just like punch it real hard in the head, and it'll knock it out. That way, when you're carrying it back to camp, it won't be freaking out and cutting your hands up the whole time. I was like, okay, man. And he's like, well, I got my fish, so I'm going back to camp. I'll see you later. And I'm like, okay, thanks. So I'm standing there for a while, and then and I catch a fish. And I'm like, shit. So I reel it in, and I've got it on the line. And I'm like, at this time in my life, I was afraid of fish because I was afraid if they flailed, they would cut my hand. So I grab hold of it because it wasn't moving, and I pulled, and I got the hook out of its mouth, like, and I got it off. And then it started freaking out, so I dropped it on the ground. And I'm like, oh, shit, I dropped the fish. So the fish is freaking out on the ground, and I'm like, you told me I got to punch it in the head. I got to hit it, but I'm like, it's freaking out. And I'm like, I don't want to touch it. So I look around, and I'm like, what can I do? I see a big stick just sitting on the ground next to the lake. And I'm like, that'll do. And so I pick up the stick and I wait for the fish to hold still, and I just go boom, and I hit it on the head, but I didn't hit it hard enough. So the fish, when I hit it on the head, as you do when you get hit with a branch, and this branch, I'm sorry, I said stick, it's like that thick, like it's a thick ass branch. And when I hit it on the head, it starts freaking the fuck out. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't hit it hard enough, I gotta hit it harder. And so I make a plan in my head. I'm like, all right, as soon as the fish holds still, I'm going to hit it in the head hard enough to knock it unconscious. So I bring the fucking stick back, and I'm holding it like a bat, like a goddamn caveman. And I'm waiting, and I'm waiting. And then the moment rises, and I bring the fucking hammer down. Like, I put my whole body into swinging this stick at this fish's head. I hit it in the head. The fish's head fucking exploded. like, when I say shit came out of its mouth because of how hard I hit it, brain, whatever the fuck else is in a fish head, came out of the fish's mouth, and then the fish's head disconnected from the body and was only hanging on by the back part of the spine of the fish. And I was like, oh fuck, I killed it. Like, because I crushed its head. And so I'm like, well, I still need this fish, and it took me all day to catch it. And so I'm looking at it, and it's covered in fish gross because I just blew its brains out. And I'm like, I gotta take it back to camp. And our camp was in the back 9 of the campsite, so it's pretty far, and I don't want to carry this thing in my hands. So I take a smaller stick, and I put it through the hole where the fish's neck used to be connected, and I kind of skewer it, and then I pick it up over my head like a spear, and then put it over my shoulder and start walking back to camp. Looks I got were really funny. People were looking at me like, this kid just skewered a fish. He was just, and its head was exploded, and it was weird and drippy. And so I get it back to camp, and I walk over, and I'm like, I don't want to walk this thing through camp, because my tent was near the front, and so I just kind of put it down behind my tent, and I'm like, that'll be fine for now. And so I'm like, I gotta go find the scoutmaster in charge of the fishing merit badge. And so I walk through camp, and I find him, and I'm like, I caught my fish. And he was like, that's great, where is it? It's by my tent. He was like, well, go get it and bring it over to the tent. I forget, the mess tent, I think is what we called it. It had like the gas stove and the cutting boards. I was like, okay. And so I go back to my tent, and I get this fish, and I bring it back over to the mess tent, and I'm just holding it, and it's still on the stick. And he's like, what happened to it? And I had to look at him and go, I hit it with a stick. And he said, why? And I was like, I wanted to knock it out. And he said, I think you did more than knock it out. And so he takes it off the stick, and he fillets it for me, and he batters it and fries it. And I swear to God, this man made me pray for the fish. He did. So I'm like, dear God, thank you for the fish. I'm sorry I blew its head up. And then I ate it. And that was my fishing story.
I mean, you got half the filleting out of the way with the pop of the stick.
Dude, when I say I hit, it was behind me, and then I brought the fucking hammer down. Like, I hit it so hard that its head became many. It was bad.
So, did you think when they fillet it, the fish is just gonna be fine?
What do you mean?
You were like, oh fuck, it's dead. Did you not know that when they fillet it dies?
I knew that it died. I knew they were gonna fillet it. I knew it was going to die, but I just didn't. I think, part of me wanted to just knock it out so that when it got back to the camp, I wasn't the one killing it, because the adults were the only ones allowed to fillet the fish, because we don't know how.
Well, yeah.
So I don't know. I just wanted to knock it out and then carry it back, and so I'd be so proud I could walk through camp. Guys, look at my fish! But I had to hide it, because I blew its head up with a branch.
You then impaled it.
Yeah,
you didn't skewer it.
I couldn't think of anything else. Well, because think about it. You blow a fish's head off and then pick it up.
I've literally never heard of someone knocking out a fish.
I haven't either.
That's what that's what we did. I don't know. That's what going forward after that. I was in Boy Scouts for years after that, and anytime I would fish after that, I would always just punch it in the head because I was too mortified by the branch time. So I don't know. Yeah,
I've never heard that.
I don't know why we did it, if there even is a reason, but we did.
What if someone caught a carp? Because I've heard that carp are the worst tasting fish.
I don't know if there were carp in that lake.
Well,
there's carp in every lake.
You have to knock out a carp.
Because we were fishing and some guy caught a carp. He's like, "Oh, cool, carp. I'm gonna fillet it, batter it up, throw the fish back in the lake, and eat the pan because it'll taste better."
Yeah, I do remember that. Where was that?
That was a Sippo.
That was Sippo.
Carp tastes like shit.
Never had carp. Don't want to have
I don't
carp.
know. You know,
You don't get carp
koi?
anywhere.
Koi or carp?
Well, koi are cool.
Yeah, but they're carp. They're a type of carp. Carp. Yeah, they're like
Carpal tunnel.
carp. Magic carp.
Anyway, that first story was pretty cool, Jay. You know what else is cool?
Okay.
You guys hit that like button, comment, subscribe. Check out our Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, MySpace, SoundCloud.
Sound. No.
We got some beats.
Ring that bell for notifications if you guys are on YouTube. Leave a comment if there's anything you guys want us to see in the future, and just support us in any way, shape, or form. Thank you.
Okay, so I just Googled why would you punch a fish in the head? And the reason is because it is a humane way before killing the fish to knock it out. The two methods to stun a fish are percussion with the hand, aka punching it in the head, or spiking. Just like
Spiking?
stabbing it in the head, I guess.
Oh, I thought you football spike it. Like,
And you throw it
bitch.
on the ground.
I'm dead serious. My cousins owned a bass lake. They would breed bass for people to come and fish, and he would fillet them right there. Never saw him punch the fish once.
And you know what? That's fine.
It was more fucked because I would sit there and he'd fillet the fish right in front of me, and then he'd throw it. He'd throw all of them in a bucket. So it'd just be the head without any of its body, just like the spines and shit. And you'd see it breathing still. So he'd throw them all in a bucket. And I remember the one time I just stared at it as there were like 12 fucking catfish in this bucket, all with their mouths still moving. I was like, I think they're okay.
They're going to be all right. We're going to throw those ones back.
They're gonna pull through.
Oh, that's mean.
So I guess it's
That's
just
not mean.
it's just a
That's just-
humane
what do you
way.
mean skinning an animal
They
alive
can't
isn't
feel
mean?
pain.
He's gonna fillet.
Fish
it.
can't?
No, fish are so stupid they can't feel pain.
No,
They
I
don't
I
know
don't
what
think
pain
they
is.
have a nervous system like that.
Really?
Yeah, they're so dumb that they can't feel pain.
They swim shit and
That's
eat.
why you can put a
And
hook
fuck.
through their mouth and they don't.
I thought
They
it was
just don't
just. I
give a
thought it was
shit.
just their mouth that didn't.
No,
I
fish
think
in
it's like-
general just don't feel pain.
Whoa.
Well, I guess me smashing its head was pretty humane.
I mean, you killed it.
It's the equivalent of spiking, just you crushed it.
I went a little overkill.
Have you ever seen people like killing squids?
No.
So like
Oh, don't you just like pull the?
so you don't even have to do that. So like clear squids, you can like if you punch them hard enough because they're all membrane.
Yeah.
You like you'll literally punch them, and that's what I've seen punching for. You punch it and it turns completely white, and that's how you know it's dead.
Really?
Oh,
It's super cool and very satisfying to watch. Actually,
it's nature's way of saying I'm fucking dead.
I'm white now.
Yeah.
I'm dead.
We're
Dead?
dead.
We're at Mike's place still.
No, we're gonna be going to Mike's place soon.
I'm so
We
excited.
never left.
We'll
We're just
be.
dragging Andy in with us.
Yeah.
One of us. One of
of
us.
us.
Do you think everything at Mike's place contains just like a dash of peanut oil? Like Mike is weeding out the weak.
I wonder.
We take Andy, and they're like, "There's peanut oil," and he's like, "What doesn't?"
Oh wait, were you here? No, I was talking to you when I was saying about the peanut thing.
Oh yeah.
When I said when we go on vacation with Andy, what if every night we were there, I just hid one more peanut in Andy's room? like 7 days, and every day I add another peanut. Like
That was what you didn't say to me, but what you did say to me was we should hire a hooker for Andy and then not tell him about it. And say when he starts screaming, just go with it. That's his foreplay.
you didn't have to out me like that.
It was funny. Why would
It was
What do you
funny.
mean I'm outing you? It's funny.
Well, I didn't want out it on the air because it's still happening.
I have a genuine question about Andy. Like, I've been out to eat with the kid a lot. If we ever get fried food, he's never asked if it was fried in like
He
peanut
doesn't
oil.
care.
I'm just like,
I mean, I'd be so scared if he starts
Who brought up the
dying.
peanut oil? Was that Luke who just said that?
Jay.
That just hit me. I'm like, if they do fry something of his in peanut oil, he's
He'll die.
going to have an attack.
No, he'll
And he
die.
doesn't really.
He'll die. He doesn't have an
He doesn't
EpiPen.
carry his EpiPen with
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, he'll die.
I was like, dude, Andy could just die if we go out to eat anytime.
Well, yeah, you know he doesn't fear that because the one time we were here doing our loot crate, Japan crate, there was a snack and I'm like, this kind of looks like it has nuts in it, and Andy was like, oh, does it? And then he just like ate it, and I was like, you are an idiot.
Oh, when we were down at Columbus for New Year's, we had, I think it was Buckeye Donuts. We got something.
We had
Oh,
pizza.
it was pizza,
No.
and it had nuts on it. It was a Hawaiian
Oh,
pizza we got.
yeah.
And it had
Pine nuts?
It had shaved
No.
almonds.
Yeah, that's shaped
It
on
was
my
Andy,
weird.
Andy had a slice, and he was like, there were nuts on that. I'm going to go eat some Benadryl. It was just so casual.
Well, yeah, sometimes, like, he's told me on numerous occasions that sometimes he will eat something and he'll just be like, yep, that's nuts.
Like when he was at work, that lady made cookies and they had peanuts in it. And he's like, hey, Margaret. She's like, yeah, what's up, Andy? Those had peanuts in them, didn't they? She's like, yeah. He's like, get my EpiPen from my car.
No, he drove to Walgreens and bought Benadryl.
Oh, he drove to
Yes.
Walgreens?
Yeah,
He just gets Benadryl.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Like,
Andy fears no nuts.
my favorite is Andy's like, yep, there's my tongue swelling. I'm like,
I was with him one time whenever he had that happen. It was another wacky Boy Scout story. We got there, I forget what it was called, but it was, you had to be, I think 18, or no, because I wasn't in that, I was 18. You must have had to have been like 16 or something. And a certain rank, and you could go to this, they basically had like a simulation boot camp course. Like with the tires and the wall, and you had to crawl under
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
It was cool. It was really fun. And me and Andy went and did it. And afterwards, the guy that ran it was like, all right, hey, you guys did great. Who wants ice cream? And we were like, ooh, we do. And so he's like, let's go back to the dining hall. I actually already have it all set up. And we're like, that's great. So we all hike over there, and we go to have ice cream. And I'm eating my ice cream. I'm like, this is delicious. And Andy, like, looks at me. He's like, yeah, there's nuts in mine. And I was like, what? He's like, I didn't get one with nuts. I got vanilla. And I'm like, what? And turns out they were using the same scoop for all the ice creams, and one of them was peanut butter cup. And so Andy was like, will you walk me to the first aid? Walk me to the first aid thing. And I was like, yeah, I'll walk in.
Yeah, let's go, bud.
And then the guy that like ran it was like, oh, fuck, get in my truck. I'll drive you there. And yeah, and Andy was like, he was fine. He was just sitting there the whole time, like, tongue swelling. I'm like, okay, that's great.
the guy's like, oh, fuck, don't sue me.
Well,
And
no.
Andy's like,
Yeah, I think the dude was literally like, do you have an EpiPen? And Andy was like, no.
The fuck's an EpiPen?
Do you have an EpiPen? They're expensive. No.
oh.
I think a peanut allergy would be the worst allergy to
That
have, I
suck.
think.
That'd be awful.
Imagine having a peanut allergy and being a virgin.
And lactose
Dude can't nut
intolerant.
because he's
He's
allergic
lactose
to
intolerant.
And lactose intolerant.
He's lactose intolerant, too.
He says it's minorly.
it. Oh.
God.
That would suck. But I fear peanut allergies, man. Those are scary.
You also fear swallowing things too fast.
Yeah, and yawning.
Alex is weird.
I don't like yawning. Scares me.
was
Alex
brought
is
up in the
so
closet.
scared of choking.
It's that's I think my biggest fear is choking on something.
Grandma.
That shit is terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
yawning, it like closes your throat. That's scary.
No, Yanni's not really.
It's not.
scary.
That's not what yawning does.
You guys are yawning wrong.
Yawning when
heard-
you yawn.
But like,
Fuck you.
Yeah, I was
damn
I was
it.
demonstrating.
Yeah, they're
Yawning is the
contagious.
body's so.
I know it's the way. Isn't it like cooling down the brain or something? It's not
I thought it
actually
wakes
like
you
you're
up.
tired.
I thought it was for getting oxygen into your system.
Yeah, it was like oxygen.
Ding
or
ding
something.
ding! It doesn't cooling down the brain.
I don't know, dude. I probably heard a teacher
so
say
like
that.
whenever you're super relaxed, the reason your body yawns is because your respirations are getting low, and the nervous system says, "Fuck, we got to get more oxygen." So it makes you yawn, and yawning's just taking a big deep breath. So
I guess I don't like deep breaths.
Your throat doesn't close at any point during the yawning.
It feels like it
Unless you're
does.
having an anaphylactic shock.
Or like sometimes I can't swallow because I like forget.
Oh, that's happened to me.
Yeah, that's normal, Luke. That's fucking normal.
What happened?
Do you ever forget how to swallow? Like you like,
It just isn't working.
yeah, it like doesn't work.
Only when I like am eating something very large that I shouldn't be trying to swallow. Like when I did the massive Oreo, that was I was having a lot of trouble swallowing then.
Yeah, because you have fucking glob of sugar and probably like just fat in
I
your
wasn't-
mouth.
Dude, my pancreas was like on overtime.
Yeah, that was
more
disgusting.
insulin.
I
was
wasn't
disgusting.
laughing at like the scenario. I was laughing more if you were like, "Have you ever gone to swallow and you're just like, I forget." Like, why would you word it that way?
Alex's dementia is just getting so much worse.
It happened the other night. I was just sitting there watching anime. And I'm like, hit my space bar to pause. Like,
I never really have that, but when my mouth's really dry, it's harder to swallow.
That too. That's why I will not drive without a drink in my car. I have to have a drink 100% of the time.
I won't drink without a drive in my car.
I drink and drive.
Jay
Well,
can't even read.
Speaking of reading and dementia, let's get an anime of the week.
Oh yeah, I forgot you were doing that. So, all right.
I don't know how those things correlate.
I'm gonna check the cameras real quick.
Okay, I'll just keep it going.
My balls are in such a bunch right now.
My puncher in such a balls right now.
All right, so I was getting into the shower today, and Luke texted me. He's like, "Thorpe, make sure you bring something spicy to the table." I'm like, "All right, I got it." So I had it in mind. I was gonna do Endro originally, like half off Demon Lolly. It's a good time. So then I get out of the shower and see a message from Luke. He's like, "I'm just finishing up Elfen Lied. Hit me with something good." I'm like, "Fuck, he's seen Endro." So
You were getting in the shower too? I sent that while I was getting in the shower.
out of the shower when I read that. All right, and we're back with
Gets into it.
camera difficulties. You know, that's
Oh shit, we started.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Gamer Difficulties Camera Podcast.
Welcome back to our stupid fucking podcast.
All right, so we're gonna get
I'm
in.
your host, Alex Loopy.
All right, anime of the week.
Yeah, we're gonna get an anime of the week. So this is a special show that only me and Alex have seen so far.
Ooh.
So it is called Asobi Asobase.
Oh.
Half off the perfect ass. Now I know what you're thinking. Thorpe, you chose another ecchi anime, you son of a bitch. But I will tell you something right now. This perfect ass is so far from ecchi, it is unreal. This is one of the wildest, craziest fucking shows I have ever seen in my goddamn life.
I think before I don't want to interrupt you a lot because it's your anime of the week, but this is the wildest, crazy show I've ever seen.
We've
in
got
my
talking
life.
babies, transgenders, perfect ass, aliens, it has the whole bunch. And a story so thick your grandma's cheesecake won't stand up to it at all. So,
That was really good.
It was.
I'm on the fly, dude. I'm on the fly. This show is not only just off the wall bonkers, it is funny as fuck. Every episode will probably have you rolling, guaranteed. So, it is about 3 high school girls. I can't remember their names,
I can't either.
but there's one with black hair, blonde hair, one with big titties and glasses. Really doesn't play a part in the show too much.
One has like twin tail black hair and the other has short hair.
Yeah,
I guess.
but they just live a normal high school life. One of them is very rich. The other one, what's her quirk?
She's super loud and she has like a screeching voice.
That's the black-haired one. She's
the twin tail one.
yeah,
The other one's super quiet.
yeah.
kind of.
Anyway, they just live a normal life, and just weird things happen, and they turn them into these crazy fucking events. So, to explain the half off the perfect ass, I'm not going to give all of it away, but the rich girl has a butler, and he's been with her for a very long time. They're best buds. She wanted to know what board game was it?
I don't
Yahtzee.
know.
No, it's a Japanese board game.
Mojang.
No, not that one. The
Mojang's
other one.
Brand. Was it?
Othello?
No.
Was it the one from
The Ryu's Work is
Ryu's
Never Done?
Shogi.
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 Yes,
Mahjong.
she didn't know what shogi was. So instead of her butler explaining that shogi is a board game, he says that it is a beam that comes out of your ass. So he bent over and literally shoots a beam out of his ass and blows up the house.
Wait, I've seen this clip. You showed it to me.
I have. Aliens show up, and the rest is history. The way the aliens talk and explain this is just fucking hilarious.
I think, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but this show's just too good. The best part about the blonde girl is that everyone thinks she's from America because her hair, and they think she speaks perfect English, but she knows no fucking English
she has
at all.
Knows zero English, and everyone's asking her to help with English homework.
And she just fucks him over because she doesn't know what any English is. And she just
Anyway.
rides it the whole show.
I definitely recommend this show if you want a good laugh. I think it's 12 episodes. One of, if not the funniest show I've ever seen. Ever. Not even just anime. Just fucking shows in general. Super, super good.
The ED is a fucking
Yeah,
bomb.
the ED will fuck you harder than Johnny Sins on double dose of Viagra.
What's going on with you?
Yeah, dude, you're
Are you,
going. Johnny Sins on a double dose
You're
of Viagra.
like a super TV advertisement. Like,
Your analogies are on it tonight.
I don't know,
I
dude.
said he's like a super salesman on a TV advert. What the fuck?
These are good.
I'm grinding because I have to up this show. I have to get people to watch this.
It deserves so much more attention.
It does.
It really deserves
The art
more.
style looks like
Super Cub.
Yeah, honestly,
It looks
Super
like
Cub
Super
is
Cub.
the best thing to compare it to. I was gonna say like kind of like not good, but I don't mean like bad. I just mean kind of rough.
It's just not like super sharp in tone.
Yeah, I guess kind of like a Trigger.
Kind of color wise.
It's very pale. It's a very
pale
looking
show. But it's very rough, like Super Cub.
And
it's just so goddamn.
there's a talking baby at the end, and it is just so good.
Does
It
the
is
baby
so
go,
good.
let's go?
No, he doesn't.
Like on a
He
low key note, mildly. He doesn't say let's go, and he's not da baby, but he is a baby.
Does he pull up?
Oh, he pulls up.
Yeah, straight up.
He pulls up.
This
There's
baby,
also
this baby's got insults.
are those gals that show up?
Yes.
They are gals,
Yeah.
but they're so over the top gal. It is fucking hilarious, and they talk with this weird fucking drawl. It's so funny.
fucking draw. They like purposely like slur their words.
And the one girl wants
Just
to be
so
a gal,
weird.
so they give her a makeover, and she turns up looking exactly like the Joker. It's gold. It is.
Who's
but gold.
Whose character has the otaku brother?
Oh my gosh, the blonde girl.
It's the blonde girl.
He's a spitting image of the otaku with the headbands, the glasses, backpack,
Plaid shirt,
jeans.
fat and smelly.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying all otakus are fat and smelly either.
Yeah,
I'm
you
just
just
saying
described half our audience.
the stereotype of an otaku is what this guy looks like. There's a scene where he says how much he loves like little girls too or something.
It is hysterical.
This show has no boundaries, and it is the funniest goddamn thing I've ever seen.
I would definitely rate this 10 perfect asses out of 10 perfect asses.
Shoots a laser out of his ass.
He does.
That's the best scene in the whole
He
show.
blows up the house with his ass.
He does it in the school too.
Because that's shogi.
And then there's a scene where they're in their club room. It's really hot, and they want to like chill out, so they bring this kiddie pool in the club room, and they're all like splashing around and shit, like nothing crazy. And the teacher walks outside their club room, and he sees water going outside under the door, and he's like, "What's going on in there?" And they're like, "Oh shit, we can't like tell him we had a pool in here." So the one girl who screams really loud with the twin tails, she tells him, "I peed." So he goes on the ground and he starts licking the fucking water.
And they're like so disgusted. I can't like give this show enough praise for how funny it is.
Oh my god.
This show sounds awesome. This might be one of the first anime of the weeks that I'm like.
So I'm gonna go from watching Elfen Lied, where I just watched a bunch of children get literally blown up by invisible hands, to this.
Yes.
I'm gonna start it. That's man.
Oh,
It's too good to not watch.
It's
Dead
too
ass.
good
I
to
might
not
start
watch.
it tonight.
You start off
so
and the
good.
OP is a nice, lovely piano song, and then you get into the show and you're like, what the absolute fuck happened here? The facial expressions of these girls, the animators did an absolutely amazing job making them look just fucking crazy.
Who animated that show?
Lurch.
Lurch. What else have they done?
Idly Pride.
Wow, what a
What a
drastic-
difference. Wow. Holy shit.
drastic
What a
change.
Not only in art style, but just story.
Yeah. Anyway, 10 perfect asses out of 10. Can't go wrong with it.
I got to agree. Wow. It's too funny. It's too
That
goddamn
was-
funny.
That
Brought the
was-
spice. I brought the spice.
Literally.
Yeah,
that
you
was
brought-
good.
you brought the
You
dressing.
owned up to Luke's words, I think. I wasn't expecting that one.
Oh, I don't even know what to do now. He just told me about an ass laser.
But totally off track from ass lasers. Do you guys remember? This is just like one of my points that it hit me when I was watching The Saints' Magic Powers Omnipotent. Every week I watch it, it hits me, and I'm like, okay, that's a real thing. Anyway, do you remember the episode of Kaguya-sama Love is War season 2 when it turns into like a shoujo manga?
Yes, I love
Yeah.
that scene.
Okay,
Good episode.
so you know how Ishigami and the president go. So, in the Saints' magic powers omnipotent, the main character, Sai, there's like a bunch of guys that, I don't know if they like her, but there's one dude who does, and every time she talks to a guy, it does a pan shot of their face, and they have like a little smirk. Without fail, every single time it does that, they go,
I've never noticed that.
They go, and then she goes, eh. So it just got me thinking, like, that's a real thing. Kage-sama really went out of their way and did that because...
Wait, this show's not memeing it? They're being serious
with
it?
That is totally serious in the show. 100% serious.
I was watching, I'm like, this show is very average.
Yeah,
it's nothing to talk
average.
about.
Mm-hmm. But I just thought it was so funny because Kage-sama ripped on that, and I saw it live in the flesh. Well, in the animation,
I thought, okay, when you first brought it up, I thought you meant they were memeing it. I was like, oh, that's fucking hilarious. I didn't know they were serious.
Every time they'll go to the male character with a smirk, pan in on him, he goes,
I like low-key want to do like a live action video of that somehow.
If you just
like we went to the mall and talked to girls and did the every single time.
I think we'd get thrown out.
Like I ordered a McDonald's.
Cops call.
Yeah.
I got the REM socks on for today.
Oh shit.
The REM socks. Is that what you wore to the
Dude,
gym?
put them up on the table. For the video watchers, Jonathan has socks with REM on them. They're actually fucking hard. What does it say on the bottom?
They look pretty soft to me.
Jay, lift your foot up. Just like show us. Oh, it's just branding.
Published by Katakawa.
Thanks, Katakawa, for these high-tech socks.
Shouts Autumn.
Shouts Autumn.
Yeah, big shouts Autumn.
Showed up to my house and just was like here and then left.
Yeah, here's some
socks.
socks.
Like, why? And she said, I don't know, thought you'd like them.
Those are hard.
Thank you.
I want some
socks.
But if you just watch the last episode that just aired, you will see it happen. Or
I kind of want to see
literally
it, like,
any other episode. Doesn't matter what you choose.
I kind of want to see it being done seriously.
Look for.
I'm curious because my only reference is now.
If you just want to skim through, there's a blonde guy. His name is like Corporal Captain Hawk.
Corporal, I didn't know you were in a fucking anime.
His name is Nathan.
Yeah, he's like the only blonde guy in the show.
His name is
Find
Nate
him.
08.
Any interaction between Sai and a Hawk, it happens every time.
Yeah.
Every single time.
I'm gonna have to look for that.
Fucking.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Even though they're serious.
This show's like a solid 6.5, probably.
Yeah,
at
not
best.
much going on with it.
Well, that's what I wanted to get into
I was about to
next.
say,
like,
let's do our impressions.
yeah, like it's mid-season. We're 6 or 7 episodes deep
we
for
do
all
this
these
already?
shows. No, we did
we
beginning.
gave like first impressions.
Yeah, we get first impressions.
We haven't done midway impressions yet. For 6
Because my
episodes.
opinions have, I don't know if they've changed.
Since first, I think we all started, except Jay, Dragon Goes House Hunting, and dropped it.
Yeah,
episode
yeah,
1.
yeah. So it's mid-season impressions. We're halfway through the season.
We said that when
already.
we said that in our first impressions. We said we all dropped Dragon Goes House Hunting. We
Yeah,
said
that
that
was
in the
quick.
first
That
impression.
showed-
Jonathan, he hasn't started it yet.
What do you mean he hasn't started? Then he can't form an opinion. So what's the
Well, we
point?
caught up to at least some shows.
He caught up to everything.
Up to your
everything.
mom.
Okay, everything you guys are watching everything. Six shows. That's like the
Six.
same as me.
Rookie numbers.
Ooh, rookie numbers.
So we'll just go- we'll
Sorry,
just-
we watch anime. My
Oh,
bad.
excuse me. I leave my fucking basement.
I'm watching my
Your
room.
room's not even in the basement.
I don't have a. Oh yeah, I do.
I
We
don't
do
have
have
a
a
basement.
basement. We don't have a basement.
Technically,
I don't have a fucking. Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
do.
I forgot I have one.
We'll start down Jay's list first since everybody's watching those, and then you and Luke can kind of spare off, and then I'll give my SSS
We'll just
Dynazen
go.
on.
We'll go from bottom to the top.
All right.
All right, first show starting at the. This isn't starting at the bottom, as in starting at. I dislike this one the most. These shows are all very close. The first show we're going to talk about is Vivi. Impressions so far, just a couple quick, rattle them off. Songs, bops. Animation, bops. Main character, buckin' bop. Plot, big bop. Luke, bop. Luke, what do you think of the show?
Was that my cue?
No, I was saying you're a bop. Now tell me what you think of Vivi.
Yeah, it's okay, I guess.
Cool.
It's my favorite of the season. I think it's the best one that's out so far.
It's a great show.
Not taking into consideration as my favorite, I do think it has the best animation, characters, design, sound out of every other show I've been watching so far.
I think animation, character design, and sound, I can totally agree on. I think this has probably the best of all that. And, like, just the story, like, itself. Like, first episode, they don't hold any punches immediately off rip. And then it like, slows down, but then it just gets worse. It's like... But, like, it's not, like, sad or anything. It's just, like, a very, very good show. And all the plot arcs that have happened so far have ended on... Well, there's one or two that have ended in a way that I was like, I didn't really think that's how that would go. It's very good at keeping you engaged and wanting more. Like, how they ended the most recent episode. I was like, I'll pay $1,000 to watch the next episode. I need to know what happens.
I like that the arc before this arc that's starting was kind of like a Nier Automata arc almost.
Like even the character, even like the little robot dudes, like looked so much like Nier characters.
Really?
Yeah. Oh,
yes.
dude.
Like the whole plot was hard Automata too. It was very
It was
cool.
sick.
I like kind of the reoccurring themes that happen in the show. Like in the beginning, there was the one guy who just detested like AIs and androids, and that was in the building.
Yep.
And then shit happens, and then in every arc he's shown up, but older and in a different way.
Yeah.
And he remembers her, but she doesn't really remember him.
Yeah.
I also think it's super cool how with each arc, like more time passes in between.
Yeah. Well, she's in the first arc, she's a year old because girl gives her a gift and says happy first birthday, and in the current arc, she's 67 years old.
Yeah, and
I thought she was 82.
I don't know how much time has passed since the...
I think she said 67 because Ophelia was like, you look good for 67, and then Vivi was like, fuck you.
I'm not old.
Yeah, you don't say a girl's age.
It's also cool how you see her progress in her career
Yeah.
and what she really wanted to do.
Yeah.
She's achieving it.
It's really I like that.
Meanwhile, shit's hitting the fan everywhere else.
My only mission is to make people smile with my singing.
It's so wholesome.
It is wholesome. That's a bop.
Yeah,
Alex couldn't talk about that one, but he can talk about the next one. The next show on the list is Shaved My Beard and Took in a Pog Champ.
That show is it's a pog champ of a show.
Yes, Tippy, what do you think? Tell me your thoughts.
Right off episode 1, I already loved it.
Mhm.
I went in, having high hopes, and 6 episodes in, when's it air? What is it? Mondays. That's the first show I watch on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just always so excited to fucking watch this show. Characters are all about -1.
Yeah,
who
fuck him.
just came into the only other guy to be introduced, a fucking piece of shit.
I want to cave his face in.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
I was
He
so
sucks
hoping that our guy would just beat the fuck out of him on the balcony. I was like, dude, just fucking lay into him, man.
Literally just punched the fuck out of him.
Yeah, but I got to give it up for him because he has more willpower than I would have.
Yeah, that show is like, I love it. I'm so curious about not so many things, just really about
I'm curious about like two.
why she ran away is
I'm
like
curious
the main one.
Okay, I'm curious about like 3 things. I'm curious about why she ran away, like what happened in Hokkaido, because it must have been pretty fucking bad.
Mm-hmm.
But she still says she's friends with her parents and she doesn't mind them and she still loves them and all that. What is their relationship exactly? Because you can kind of get hints that she has more feelings for him than just I'm thankful for that you took me in.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of get that, and where's it gonna go? Like, is Goto-san gonna become like mom? Is it
There's
beginning?
also that other character who works in the office.
Yeah, but she might be a shitter.
I don't know. Up to this point, she's been cool.
Well, she's met Sayu.
Yeah, I know.
She seemed pretty cool so far.
But she was super pissed at I forget the main character's name.
Yoshida.
Yoshida. She was like pissed at him, and they had like a long conversation and low-key argument, and then she left, and because that was the night Goto-san came over, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of been fuzzy since then because we haven't seen her since that episode. We haven't seen Goto-san since that episode.
I have mixed feelings about her specifically.
I kind of it's hard to say
Because I think she's cool, but also like I feel like she's kind of a shitter because literally the fucking title of the show is after getting rejected, I shaved my beard and took in a high school girl, something
Yeah.
to that extent. And then like she was like, oh, I was just joking. You know, I just was nervous, and so that's why I told you to go fuck yourself.
She seems kind of like genuine though.
Yeah, she seems
like
genuine.
yeah, she told a lie.
I feel like it might be a jealousy thing too, because
I
she's
think
she's
it is.
only starting to
Definitely
show
think she's
interest after it was like, oh, he has a girlfriend, and she's like, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind
I'm
of got
the-
the vibe
yeah.
that she was interested from the get-go. I did not expect the curveball from Goto-san, which I won't reveal, but I didn't expect that. And that made me kind of think that before that happened and they went to eat, I thought Goto-san would be the shitter.
yeah,
I did
absolutely.
too.
But they're throwing curveballs.
I thought she was gonna tell the authorities or
I
something.
did too.
That's what I thought was gonna happen this episode, because we knew until they introduced the new guy.
Fuck him.
Then I was like, okay, I know what's gonna happen with that. But I thought she was gonna tell the cops or something, and then the whole fiasco was gonna go down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing Sayu's past always makes me sad.
I know.
It bums me out.
Her friend's a pog champ though.
Yeah.
That's a top tier friend.
She's cool as fuck.
That is a top tier
There's
friend.
a Tombstone reference in this show.
There is a
There's
Tombstone
a
reference
reference
in
to
the show.
Tombstone. She says, "I'm just OK Corral eating off the same plate as you." And OK Corral was a corral where there was a large shootout with many deaths in Tombstone in real world history.
Is it foreshadowing? We don't know.
I hope not, because
I
then
don't-
there's going to be a lot of dead cowboys in this
Yeah.
show.
Oh no.
Is it overshadowing what cowboy has showed up in this show?
Wouldn't you love it if some cowboy just showed up and then fucking Sayu was like, man, just shot him in the chest. He's like,
I was here for some onigiri.
I was a U.S. Marshal, and then he just dies.
What am I doing in Japan?
I'm a U.S. Marshal from the 1800s. Fuck. And then he just dies.
How did I get here?
What the fuck are these people saying?
Yeah, squiggly, right back at you.
Luke, what do you think about Pog Show?
Yeah.
All right, Jay, what's next?
Next is, I can't make this title funny. Dirty people with cool doll people. Shadow's house.
Shadow's house.
Shadow's house.
Thoughts on the little Pog champs?
Amelia Co. is a bop and a half.
She's adorable.
Yeah, she's awesome.
What's the little chicken's name?
Chicken?
Her little chicken.
Oh, I thought it started with a P.
I thought it started with
Is
an
it
R.
Han?
His name's Pan. His name's Bread.
But she
I
has
thought
like a
that
she
was-
calls
is she
him
not- I
Rolly.
think she.
Rolly.
Yeah, it's Rolly.
That's
Rolly.
That's what the fucking translation says, but she calls him Pan, which is bread.
Yeah, I know. I like calling him Rolly because
Rolly.
it's cuter.
She named him Bread.
This is my bread. He is a chicken. That show is
He's
cool.
filled with He's filled with soot.
One, I made a stuffed animal and I filled it with ashes. Dude, we should do that whenever we cremate loved ones. We should make stuffed
Make
animals.
them into chicken stuffed animals.
Yes.
Yes, my grandma. She's Neil.
God,
That's
how unfortunate.
Andy actually died, and we restuffed Neil with Andy's ashes.
Here's an urn in Neil.
Did anybody else get a little uncomfortable during that BDSM scene?
A little bit.
I think me and Alex talked about this in chat. I don't know whether or not it was enjoyed or not.
It was
I
weird.
could not get a read on it.
She asked for it. She walked up and handed
She
her the
did
paddle
ask
and said,
for it.
please. And then her shadow was like, no. And then she was like, beat the fuck out of me. And her shadow was like, yeah, all right, I got you.
See, it throws me off. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't.
No, she was like, reprimand me because she did something wrong that her shadow master didn't like.
Yeah, but the shadow
But she
said
was
no
like
at
super
first.
insistent.
And then the
on it.
shadow said, no, I don't have to. And then she
Because
said, beat the
she's a
fuck
good
out of
living
me.
doll.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They don't think
But she was
about-
like smiling, too.
That's why I was kind of getting thrown off.
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, either way, I don't know if it matters too much. But I guess threw me off. I don't know. But the debut I thought would happen way later in the show, and
I thought so too. It came
we're
really.
Episode 5.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
the moment
fast.
they I think they mention it first in episode 3, and then we're already doing the debut.
The baby.
doing the
We're already doing the baby.
Ah, yes, the baby.
You guys have filled my
Let's
head.
go.
You guys have filled my head with soot.
You filled your head with the baby.
I think this show, I just hold it very highly. Mm-hmm. This is another show when it airs. That's the first show I go to when I watch.
ED Pogs.
ED Pogs so
ED
hard.
Pogs
Even the OP.
Pogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we mentioned before, it's just that classical piece with no lyrics or anything. It's animated really well. All the characters are super awesome. Most of them. Voice-wise, they act very well.
Oh, yeah.
You have Rum and Rummy. Rummy, he just won't shut up.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Rummy, or known as Da Baby.
Kate and Emilico, fucking Christ. They're bops. 100% through and through.
Love them to death.
Yeah.
All right, next, whitewashing.
Nagatoro.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we covered that. I forgot.
Yeah, we did a whole thing on that. Me and Alex talked about this yesterday.
Yeah, we went to dinner yesterday.
Knew the show was going to have a tidbit of lewd. Did not think they would do as much as they're doing, and I'm very happy about it.
I mean, I expected it. I read the manga.
See, that's what I
coming.
said. I said that yesterday, and then I thought about all the scenes that are actually lewd in it, and I was like, there's actually more in here than I thought there would be.
Yeah.
Like, I was actually surprised, because I know obviously the manga is, but the anime, I didn't expect it to be so lewd at times. And they go for it, and
I'm cool with it.
It's
Get a high five.
beautifully animated.
It is. It seems like it has such a high budget for this type of show.
Nice. Also, Nagatoro has been just fueling me with some of the best reaction images.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's
just her expressions are enough to make me want to watch that show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm loving it so far. She made Piss Boy cry a bunch. She just, hey, you're crying. What a bitch.
Dude, I love this scene. It was like an episode or two ago where he was starting to cry in the art room, and then you could see she felt bad at first 'cause she did that face, and then her face changed. She's like, "Oh shit, I'm
worse.
I'm a sadist, so I'm gonna make him feel worse."
Sadist?
Sadist?
Is it sadist?
Sadist.
I'm a sadist.
Well, I took because masochist is not masochist; it's masochist. And
There's also a whole syllable in between mass and ist.
Poggers.
I can't read. Nagatoro's a 10 out of 10 though. Easy for me.
It's about what I expected.
I'm just a simp. So who am I?
All right. Well, let's keep this arrow shooting straight through the heart and talk about To Your Eternity. How are you boys feeling about
the last episode?
What's the problem? What's wrong? I didn't say anything. You said let's shoot this arrow.
You ass! I just got it.
Stay on target.
Fuckhole.
And let's talk about the show.
On.
I've cried twice at this show. Episode 1 and this last one.
It's a big bummer. It is a bummer of a show. First, it was a ball. Ball became walk. Walk became mouse. Mouse became woof. Woof became boy. Boy became Beo. Beo became mom.
Beo
It became a mouse.
What?
It went from rock to wolf.
It was
moss.
It was moss.
Oh, you said
I
mouse.
said mouse.
It sounds like mouse.
Beo turns into whatever the fuck he wants.
Beo.
I didn't expect him to turn into Beo.
You know what's this is?
I did not.
This is
with
like
the bear sitting there. I did.
This is like something that is very minor, but I also am like not impressed by it. But I was like, oh, that's a nice detail. I like that a lot. Whenever Fushi becomes whatever he becomes, he always is in the exact state where he decided he was going to be that. It looks like, or at least what he wanted it to be. So when he became Boe, he still had Band-Aid on his leg.
Yeah, he still has the cut.
Yeah,
on his leg.
the bloody Band-Aid on his leg. And when he came Boe, he still had all the arrows and shit on him and stuff, which I thought was very interesting and cool.
They already made a point on that.
Did they?
In
Thanks.
the show.
What is it?
He actually can't recreate something that he doesn't remember what it is. So since he saw it as what it was, he can't create it as something else.
That's what I was saying. I was saying
that's
it's
how
like
the
a cool
image is
detail.
exactly for
That's
him.
what I said.
I know. I'm saying they said that in the show. You were like, I noticed that, and they pointed.
Well, no,
out
that's
in
what I
the
said.
show.
I said like he becomes what he saw it last.
Yeah, but they.
That's what I was saying. I didn't just say it was in the show. I just said it.
What's the camera do?
Was that the camera?
I think
Yes.
it's focusing.
Was that the camera or did something fall down outside?
Oh no! Yeah, Anthony's right. It was focusing. It was like.
It's not like anything changed or moved, but the Sony
Focusing
A6000 just said
on
let's go.
what?
That's what I'm saying. I don't
D's.
know.
Sony A6000 grows legs and walks out. I'm gonna check the camera.
That's probably a good idea. The cameras just said, "Nah, we good."
All right, now we're back.
Okay,
All right, we're back.
we're back. Nice.
Okay.
Good lead in.
Okay.
Uh,
To eternity. Episode 1 did not make me cry.
This is why you're a piece of shit.
yeah, you're a fucking garbage can of a
You
person.
have no.
I never.
I even said in the chat, I said, "Oh, watch Alex be like, it wasn't even that sad,
Yeah.
guys."
I'm not saying it wasn't sad. It didn't even bring me close to tears.
I don't
But it
know
was sad. It
how.
was very touching, and it was like, wow, that's sad.
3 out of 4 weebs agree. Was sad as fuck.
Are we dentists?
I said weebs.
No, dude, we're
I know, but
surgeons.
it's like the
Alex is the one that goes, yeah, this toothpaste. Fuck
fucking.
this toothpaste.
Yeah, it's not whitening.
Stupid ass toothpaste.
9 out of 10 dentists agree. Who the fuck are they asking? First
Which
off,
10 dentists?
which 9 dentists? I want to go to them because they at least
Yeah.
know that toothpaste fucking works.
Is it the same 10 dentists, or do they get different dentists with every study?
every time? Or
Um,
is it like a 9 out of 10? Like they get like 100 dentists and like 90 of them say that they don't like it, and they say 9 out of 10.
That's
Is
possible.
Is it an accurate representation? Are they accurately representing dentists across the nation, or is it just like, oh, 9 out of 10? We have 10 local dentists.
Anthony, next time you're at the dentist, ask because you're there like every other week.
I
So
am.
how do you feel about Colgate Perfect Whitening?
Do you like
I'll ask.
Sensodyne?
You should just ask if he was surveyed to take one of those. Be like,
Alright.
hey, were you asked by Colgate if you were one of the
Yeah, my
Because
next
if not,
dentists?
I'm writing a letter to fucking Colgate.
My next appointment's July 20th.
Why?
Um,
I heard Bar Harbor in July.
there was a.
lobster.
That's actually fairly recent. I don't want to make any spoilies.
Are we filming?
Yeah, let's plug
good.
back into this.
Welcome back to the Hello Harem Podcast. We have camera trouble, as always.
Go fix the camera.
Last show on the horny list, or horny, is 43 plus 43 space plus 43 plus 43. 86, 86.
Good one,
Did
bud.
172.
43 plus 43 equals 86, and then another equation, 43 plus 43 equals 86, and then put them next to each other. 86,
Except
86.
the first 86 is spelled with letters.
The second 86.
The
is
word
spelled with
86,
letters.
Yeah,
43
I think it was the
plus
second one. That's
The
right.
second one's spelled with letters.
Either way, we have too many numbers.
86.
How many 8s are there?
2.
6.
How many 6s are there?
2.
How many 86s are there?
2.
You see a fucking connection.
We cannot compete with an engineer when it comes to math.
Obama phone. Obama, where my phone? I'm out of minutes. 86, 86. Alex compared it to a Gundam. Which one was it?
It is very similar to Iron-Blooded Orphans in the sense that they have these outcasts and they're like, hey, fuck you, we're going to move you somewhere else and you're going to do the fighting. And that's pretty much what... And they're all kids, too, so it's like a shorter version of Gundam, Iron-Blooded Orphans. Except on Gundam, they sent them to Mars. They
That's
didn't
a
just...
bit
They're
of
kind of on Mars.
Yeah, sort of.
They might as well in their own little world.
Welcome to Mars, where I take 2 exits past Detroit and you're
There's a couple demons here.
Oh, me too. I don't know if this was just me. At first, I was a bit taken back by their scorpion hornet beetle looking ass mechs. Now I think they're poggers as fuck.
I agree.
Yeah, I think they're pretty dope.
I'm like, okay, those are pretty
I
cool.
kind of want to
like
know more about them.
Like
The
episode
mechs?
the
Yeah.
mechs.
Yeah.
It's probably just their basic, like it's just
Like
that
if they have
world's
different
equipment.
guns, or because they have different people set up for different things. Like there's long range people, and then there's the people who go in closer.
Gunswinger.
Yeah, like I wonder, what are they rocking? You know,
I
Probably
mean,
like
that's a
3
good
inches.
question. Like, what kind of shells are they shooting off and stuff?
yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
Like Gundam, they're different.
yeah.
Um,
I find myself wanting one more and more though. Every time I see him, I'm like, dude, I fucking want to ride one of those. I want one.
I thought it was interesting how they stated that the armor on those things was so fucking thin, and they're like, yep, good, armor's thin as fuck, we can die super easy. And then I was like, can't be that thin, right? And then dude just took a knife and was like, and rectangle.
Yeah, he just cuts it with his
rectangle. Like that, they're fucking riding in paper mache scorpions with guns.
Straight up.
Yeah.
And they have to fight these like advanced ass looking AI systems.
Yeah, this show is very poggers. I am very much enjoying it. It's my favorite show of the season.
I think I'm with you. I'm with you.
I just kind of love it, like all the way through. The plot's fucking awesome, and the combat's cool, and I like the characters mostly. There really isn't any characters right now that I can say totally just fuck you right now.
I mean, everybody with blue hair except the one chick.
Yeah,
and her friend is pretty cool.
We've only gotten to know like one other character with the blue hair, and that's her uncle. And he wasn't like a shitter.
No, because I feel does he know what's going on?
Yeah.
He knows,
Yeah,
right?
he knows.
Yeah, so he had to.
He does. I don't know. He's cool. He's a shitter, but only in like a mild sense. He was like, just do your job. They're gonna die anyway, which was like, that's shitty, but it's like,
Because he like,
yeah.
he's under the, he's like, we can't do anything about it, you know.
Yeah.
He's like, look at your dad, like, homie's dead,
he was
and
dumb
he
as
was,
fuck.
he was like really trying to like save everything, and homie's dead.
Mhm.
So we can't do anything about it. It's been this way for a while, so I'm just gonna kind of vibe off and do what they tell me because that's my job.
Yeah, I mean, I really have very few, if none at all, complaints about this show. I mean, there's some details I think I'd like to know more about, but maybe we'll learn about those, so I'm not going to bring them up really yet.
Yeah, there's still plenty of show left too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's tons of
to
show
me
left.
that's not a complaint. That's just curiosity.
Yeah. I love this show. I'm very,
I do too.
Very pleased with it thus far.
Everything in
Luke?
it looks like
Fope?
flawless.
Oh, definitely. I think the show is super good. I really like all the characters. I think they're progressing well. I'm curious. More curiosity. There's a lot of things I still do want to know.
Mhm.
But I kind of want to know all the stories about everyone in the 86. Like,
Mhm.
it would take a second to get all their backstories
Yeah, for sure.
because, well, we only know a little bit about Gunslinger.
Undertaker.
Undertaker.
Yeah, Undertaker. He's like the only one who you're really learning about,
Mhm.
which maybe leads me to believe that they all have a similar story, and they're all just kind of, well, we were unfortunate enough to be born like this, and now we're out here. Like,
Mhm.
that's a cake, you slice it up. That's how it is.
Yeah. Wook.
Yeah, it's okay, I guess.
Fantastic.
But yeah, if you guys do like this show, I would recommend watching Iron Blooded Orphans. It gets more in depth because it's a longer series, but super good show.
Is
Super
that
good.
which one is the one with the gunpla?
That is Gundam Build
Fighters?
Which one has
Yeah.
Big Zam?
God, oh shit, where's Big Zam? I don't know. I forget. I think it's one of the older Gundams.
Which one has Ball?
Taro? A lot of them have Taro.
Ball?
Yeah, that's Taro.
Which one has Death Scythe?
Wing.
Which one has
love Death Scythe.
the guy that goes Hammer? Hammer guy?
You sure you're
Hammer
talking about
guy.
Gundam?
Burning Gundam?
Burn.
Naming Gundams.
Do you know what he looks like? Because I think I know. I want to say it's.
Big Gundam, got a little red on him.
I don't know.
I don't
I
know
forget.
yet.
I was gonna say Burning Gundam. I was like, oh, maybe it's a unicorn.
You
I think.
can literally tell me anything. I would believe it.
I don't know.
Cool.
But Iron Blooded Orphan's awesome.
Speaking of
Big plot twist at the end for those who haven't.
how
Big
Thorpe mentioned
plot
cake.
twist.
One thing I wish had cake was Hungry Man. Hungry Man, sponsor me, give me $4,000, a new Chevy, a Wi-Fi router, some tampons, new computers, mics, hard drive.
Can we get?
Can we get some more chalk for our chalkboard? Alex wants that, I guess. Can we get a better chalkboard? Because that's what Luke wants. Thorpe, can I get you anything? Better seats, because also Luke wants that. Thorpe,
Want
while
them as well, don't lie.
Yeah, you're.
I
I don't know
want
about
them
you,
to.
dude. I love my seat.
Dude, I heard
It's
it.
like an ab workout.
Can we get some LED lights?
And some LED lights and some Pepto-Bismol. All right. Sponsor us. Find us on Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, Pornhub, Grindr, Black People Meet, Christian Mingle, Farmers Only,
Our time.
Our Time, and MySpace. Thank you.
Remember to email us at the Hello Harem
Oh, yeah, remember?
Podcast@gmail.com.
Yeah. What he said.
Hello Harem Podcast at email.
Hello
Hello Harem Podcast at
Gmail us.
gmail.com.
Gmail us at helloharempodcast@email.com.
Yeah, if you guys.
Sencho, if you're listening, you can also email us at helloharempodcast@gmail.com as an acceptance to my proposal. I still want to marry you. I guess I'm single still.
You
Come
guys
on.
can collab on Minecraft.
Come on down to
You-
our old
you,
stomping
Luke.
grounds, a.k.a. Luke's balls.
That was good. That was good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I think we're fresh out of ideas for the night,
Probably.
right?
Yeah.
All right. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching and listening to the podcast. We appreciate everything. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and that bell button for more content. Follow us on all our socials, Twitch. Mostly we're on Twitter, so follow us on Twitter and Twitch. We'll catch you guys next week. Hope you enjoyed the episode. The horny boys are no longer going to a podcast tonight. See ya.